When Friends premiered in 1994, no one could have predicted it would become one of the most iconic TV shows of all time. But by the late 90s and early 2000s, Friends wasn't just a sitcom, it was a full-blown cultural phenomenon. It followed six young adults living in New York City trying to figure out love, careers, and adulthood. On paper, it was simple, but something about the chemistry, timing, and tone just clicked. And that magic turned Friends into the defining show of a generation. First off, the cast had incredible chemistry. Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matthew Perry, David Schwimmer, and Matt LeBlanc didn't just play friends, they felt like real friends. The way they bounced off each other felt natural, funny, and comforting. Their relationships, whether romantic, awkward, or supportive, made people feel like they were part of the group. You weren't just watching Ross, Rachel, Monica, Chandler, Phoebe, and Joey. You felt like you knew them. The writing also hit a perfect balance. It was sharp, quick, and funny, but also full of heart. Every episode had laughs, but also moments that felt real. Whether it was a breakup, a career failure, or a personal crisis, Friends knew how to blend comedy with emotion without ever getting too heavy. That made it relatable. People saw parts of themselves in the characters. Maybe they were a little like Monica, trying to control everything, or like Joey, just trying to figure things out. The show didn't rely on one star. Every character brought something to the table. Chandler's sarcasm, Phoebe's weirdness, Monica's intensity, Joey's charm, Ross's awkwardness, and Rachel's growth. It was a perfect mix. And that mix kept people coming back. Another huge reason Friends took off was timing. It hit at the exact right moment. The 90s were a time of change. Young adults were putting off marriage and building careers first. Living in the city with roommates felt modern and relatable. It wasn't gritty or depressing, it was cozy, clean, and full of possibility. People wanted to live in that world. The coffee shop, the purple apartment, the random hangouts, it all became part of the fantasy. Even the fashion became iconic. Rachel's hairstyles, Monica's mom jeans, Chandler's sweater vests, Phoebe's boho style. It was all copied by fans everywhere. And it wasn't just the clothes, it was the attitude. The show made being a young adult in your 20s or early 30s look cool, chaotic, and somehow comforting. It was also one of the last shows that truly brought people together at the same time every week. Before streaming, you had to tune in to when it aired. So Thursday nights on NBC became a big deal. It was part of the famous must-see TV lineup. Millions of people planned their evenings around Friends. It gave viewers something to look forward to and something to talk about the next day. Everyone had opinions. Should Ross and Rachel be together? Was it really a break? Who's the funniest friend? These debates lasted for years and still pop up today. Another reason Friends dominated pop culture was its star power. As the show grew, so did the cast's fame. Jennifer Aniston became a fashion icon and a household name. The cast started getting huge pay raises and became some of the most recognizable people on TV. But they never let the fame change the dynamic. Behind the scenes, they stuck together. They negotiated salaries as a group and supported each other. That unity showed up on screen. And the show's success wasn't just in the US. Friends exploded internationally. People around the world connected with the humor, the friendship, and the stories. It got dubbed, subtitled, and broadcast everywhere. It taught English to tons of fans learning the language. And even in other cultures, the jokes landed. That kind of global appeal is rare. When Friends ended in 2004, it went out on top. Over 50 million people watched the finale in the US alone. But it didn't disappear after that. Reruns kept it alive. Syndication brought in new generations of fans. Then came streaming. When Netflix picked up Friends, it suddenly felt fresh again. Teens and college students started watching it for the first time. It was comforting, funny, and easy to binge. It became one of the most watched shows on the platform, proving its power hadn't faded, even after all these years. Friends still feels relevant. It shaped how we think about friendship, adulthood, and even apartments. It gave us unforgettable lines like "Pivot," "We were on a break," and "Smelly cat." It made New York seem smaller and funnier, and made us wish we had a Central Perk of our own. In the end, Friends didn't just take over the late 90s and early 2000s, it defined them. It captured a feeling, a time, and a dream that still lives on. And no matter how much the world changes, that group of six sitting on the couch will always feel like home. Like, comment, and subscribe for daily history and culture content.